Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Uh, continuing, this is actually the first start. I slept overnight. This is day one of my month try to see how much ISK I can make in a month playing casually as an explorer with my alt here. Um, Now, like I said in the video yesterday, I'm not going to. This still weirds me out. I got to get used to this whole monitor on the right-hand side instead of above. um, let's do some descanning here real quick just to make sure we're okay. Um, I'm not going to force you guys to watch me scan everything, but the idea here is to see uh, playing casually, not like power gaming or just doing marathon runs, but whenever I want to play and do some exploring during the month with a focus on it, how much ISK can I make, and is it possible to plex with that using an alpha character, or how long would it take? So I did a few little tweaks to the what I'm how I'm tracking it, which will give a little bit more information. But this is day one. Just to give you a heads up, the wormhole that system that I warped into yesterday, I logged off right afterward, and then today booted in approximately 30 minutes ago, which actually is important because that's part of the metric that I want to use for this. And so literally I just started today. And to give you an idea here, when I boot it up today, and I may actually need to rate this up a little bit better. Can I change? Yeah, actually, let's change the size of the font here. Yeah, I think that's visible on the screen there. Yeah. So, um, as I showed you guys yesterday, what I don't want to do that. Keep our overview up. Good. Um, what I do is I actually write down all the sites that are in the system. So what I did today was first I made the list alphabetically of the cosmic IDs and then sorted them over here in my probe scanner scan results area, and then scanned everything down. At the very bottom, the thing that I've updated, very small here, not a big deal, um, is I'm actually going to start keeping track of what time I started at, what time I stopped, and then a total amount. Why did I put an E at the end of total? There we go. That's weird. Don't want that. Um, so I keep randomly hitting hotkeys that I don't know what they mean. I think that's your constellations or something like that. Not gonna worry about it. Probably I should learn what those are. But so in general, right now it is 9:30. I started playing at 9 o'clock. It took me approximately 30 minutes to scan down all the sites in this system to see if any were viable relic or data sites. Um, as soon as would be able to find a viable data or relic site, I would go and do that one right then. I don't want to wait because you might have other people come in the system, that sort of thing. Um, but uh, in general, I was able to scan down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sites in about just under 30 minutes. So I'm just going to put here total amount of time right now is zero point 0.5 hours. Um, and I found nothing. Uh, in general, I found a forgotten relic site and an unsecured data site, which I really can't do. And then the rest were either gas sites or, oh, I do have one cosmic signature I did not scan down. Well, that's a good thing. Watch this be the one that I can actually do. So let's take a look at this one real quick. Let's get our drones back out. Drones back out. Dog just came in the dog door. She must have heard me talking. She's now sniffing my elbow. Okay, let's get this one done. Now she's jumping up on the bed. She's coming over. She's looking at the first monitor. Now she's sniffing my shoulder while I'm trying to do this because I really need the distraction right now. How are you? we can sniff faces in between scan probe analysis. How about that? Okay, let's check this one out. There she is. You are not helpful. I'm sorry. I think half the people watch this just to see me mess with it by my dog. Okay, so good. Now that the distraction has left the room, continue here and line. I doubt this is going to be one. Normally, within 1 or 2 scans, geez. Normally within 1 or 2 scans, I know I've got like a 90% realization as to whether or not the site is going to be a good relic or data site, because the tougher, forgotten, and unsecured usually take a full scan down. The only reason why I go so far. Okay, so this is a good one. So you'll notice here some of the wormholes I scanned all the way down, some of them I didn't. This one I'm only going to scan this far. No reason for me to waste time. If I'm just randomly doing anything, once I scan down 1 or 2 wormholes, I don't need to scan down the rest of them, because once I finish off this wormhole, I'm going to move on to the next one. This is a wormhole. I've already scanned down 2 full ones since then, so we'll pull on the drones just to save time. If we're trying to figure out how fast we can do this, if this is what our job is, just like mining or things like that. So in general, 11 sites, nothing, about 33 minutes or so there. So time to move on. No reason to hang out for a while. So let's go ahead and check out each one of these 2 wormholes I did scan down. Now, both of them look a little bit iffy. I can always scan down 1 or 2 of the other ones that are there. And the other thing I'll be looking for with the wormholes is whether or not some of them go to high sec or low sec, what the travel time is. Just drop off my ill-gotten goods in a safer spot, so I'm not carrying around any millions of ISK worth of site stuff. And now somebody really wants attention. You got food 30 minutes ago. Wish you guys could see this face right now. No. Okay, I should just not even show the Eve screen. I should just have a running camera of her. Oh shoot, we didn't even have our overview on. So I'm being distracted. I'm not doing what I should be doing. Show info. Elite unknown parts displayed. So this one I don't mind. This one I want to go to. So I'm going to warp back to a safe spot here. Warp within 100. And I'm going to come right back to RNC, the Republican National Committee. I always like using the acronyms. DNC, Democratic National Committee. Always helps me remember what I'm flying to. And we're going to check out the next site. Or next wormhole. Warp. Within 0. There we go.
Warp drive active.
Reason why I'm doing this is I'm not taking that travel time of 100 kilometers to land. Why did I warp in at 100 kilometers? Just to check it out. Just to check the site out. I know I've got my overview up and my directional scanner, but always want to be a little bit safer. Even though I don't have anything in my cargo hold right now, it's always a good practice. In a wormhole to still do the things that you do so you don't get into bad habits. Okay, new site. First thing, let's see if I remember. Number 1, save the wormhole, save the cheerleader. Save location, wormhole 1. Save for 2 days. Not a whole lot of sites here. So that's kind of cool. You know what? We'll have time in this video to probably scan all these down. Then we want to warp to a random celestial. So
Warp drive active.
save spot. Randomly. It's a little bit off the gate or off the wormhole there. Boom. As I'm warping here, things I'm looking for are obviously you normally got the scout box, but then there is an Astra house here. Okay. Oh, I like this number. J123405. So almost the full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're gonna go back to our save spot. Might as well launch our
Warp
drones
drive
now.
active.
Still got nobody in the system right now, so that's a good thing. Over here on the notepad, I'm going to delete out all the cosmic signatures. We're not going back to that system today. Now, I will write them down because if I scan them and I don't want to leave the system yet, I'll leave those on there. So whenever I boot back in, I'll know which ones I've already scanned down like I showed yesterday. But since I'm in a new system, there's no real reason for me to do this. Let's go ahead and get in motion. Do one more quick D-scan. The overview, good. Blah, blah, blah. Let's write down these because I will probably be doing these sites and then ending the video and logging off for a little bit while I get some stuff done around the house. So we'll do DHY, HCX, KKU. And I'm sure there's third-party sites out there or things like that that do this a lot easier for you. I've just found that this works for me. So there we go. Go ahead, we've got our drones out, or our probes out. D-scan it. Always just pop off a random D-scan. I will always say this 1,000 times. I probably don't do it enough. Let's bump it up to 16. Just so I can snag all of these at once. I don't think it really helps a whole lot. But why not? Maybe they'll be a little bit closer, and I can get them all with the 8 AUs or less. So, since there's 5 sites, we already know one of them is a wormhole that I just came through. So there's only 4 sites here. Things I can look for. Might as well. I always try to go for the ones that are largest scan downables right off the bat. Here we go. Still nobody out here, but things I try to keep an eye out for. The last site had some sleeper wreckage, which means within, I think, the last 2 hours, somebody blew those up, so there was a good chance somebody might have been in that system recently, if not currently. So I try to descan a little bit more until I feel comfortable, just to be a little bit safe. Same thing here. Things I look for in my descan. There's an Astra house here, so somebody is probably living here right now or lived here recently. So I want to keep an eye out on my descan a little bit more. Just things to be alert of. Okay, so we got our wormhole there. Okay, so that is DHY. Next one, HCX. Not going to scan it down. And this is another one. Save your time. Don't waste your time doing extra things you're not going to use. I've already decided that I'm not leaving this system. I'm going to leave for a while, eat some lunch, go get some work done, upload a video. Oh, what am I doing? Analyze. There we go. I should probably learn the hotkey for analyze. And then I'll come back and I'll boot up Eve. I'll have the sites I've already scanned down, and maybe there'll be some more wormholes, that sort of thing. Now, if I was planning on doing what I'm currently doing, like going at least to one more wormhole, then I would scan down my first 2 wormholes. Kind of keeps things interesting. Another thing you can do is keep an eye on what you're scanning down. If I see that as it's scanning down, it's getting closer to my original wormhole site that I've already saved, then I know I don't need to scan that any farther, because it's probably that wormhole that I'm re-scanning down for, so that's just a waste of time. A lot of little things you can do to save time with this. The best one out of all of them is to get a better ship. Unfortunately, with a um, alpha, I'm not willing to invest into a better ship until I can uh, do a cloak. This is probably a forgotten or a unsecured. I think forgotten are the data sites. Um, because if I spend 40 million ISK on or probably more than that now, on, what we got here? Unsecured for Frontier, no good for me. Okay. There's no reason for me to spend that amount of ISK and be risking the amount of ISK that would be involved in that and make myself even more of a target um, on in a more expensive ship when I could get done what I'm doing. One thing I could invest in, as you've noticed probably, I'm only using core scanner probes. I could probably invest in some sister scanner probes. Um, Really, I only need about 8 of those. I'll carry some regular core scanner probes in there, um, just as backups so that if I get stuck. But that might be worthwhile. Maybe that'll be interesting to see. I will invest in that. That should be, I think those run, I don't even know what the market is right now. They usually, back in the day, they used to run about a million ISK each. So that'd be about 8 million ISK investment on a ship that costs about 800,000 K. So the ammunition, the probes would be costing about 8 times the amount. Another wormhole, don't need to worry about that one. Um, good. Sleepy. I shouldn't be, I just woke up. Coffee. 2 more sites to go, and then I'll probably be able to end this. Yeah, actually, this is working out great. I'm at 17 minutes for the video right now. Oh, wait, this might be, never know, never know. I always kind of know by the second scan. I'm already at about 20% of finding this signature right now. So if I get it down by 1 AU, that means it's not going to most likely be a, that's another wormhole, of course. Okay, and last but not least, now one thing I could do, actually this would be probably pretty profitable. Let's go ahead and scan that, is if I'm planning on scanning for a while, like an hour or 2 or 3, um, scan down these wormholes, and if any of them turn up to be like null set or low sec wormholes, go through and peek out and see if the area that I'm coming out in is quiet or not. And I could do some scanning there. And that would be a little bit faster than the wormhole. I don't have to be as conscious of my directional scanner with that. Um, but it would randomize the gameplay to make things a little bit more interesting. Um, I'm always for that. I'm a big fan of making the game more interesting. Um, I don't know if you guys heard that. I really need to need to change this camera. So she is right here. There's the nose, and she's whining now. All right, wormhole. So we got multiple wormholes, a unusable data site, that sort of thing. So we'll go ahead and pull in our drones and take our break. Uh, do, do, do. Log off safely, and do a quick D-scan again. Good, good, good. Hi. Here. This is what I deal with. She just sits there and stares at me. Well, the mind of a husky. In about 30 seconds, you're going to move on, but then you'll be back a minute and a half later. Hmm? Boop. This is what I do for 30 seconds. Oh, now we're gonna walk on top of me, huh? No? Sniff everything? And we're off. I told you guys 30 seconds. It had to be 30 seconds. She's looking at me. Okay. So, in general, oh, the notepad. So that was about is 9:50 right now. So I'd be other than me talking, I would say about a 45-minute run for 0 ISK. I actually don't mind this. Um, when you're doing some, I hate to say it, but for lack of a better, not knowing what data analysis is, when you're doing data analysis, and that's what I look about at this 30-minute run or 30-day run as is data analysis. Can you do this? What can you do by playing casually? Now, this is a semi-work day for me, so I'm going to play for fun. I'm going to boot up and play and do what I want to do. Um, on days off where I want to grind something out, I may do 2 or 3 hours of exploration. But what I'll do is, as these videos are going on during the month, I'll probably put one up every other day. If there's something interesting that pops up, I will keep a running total of how many hours I spent exploring and how much ISK I've made. What? Actually, I should do two parts. How many hours I've been doing it, how much salvage and relic and data site equipment that I've gotten, because that's important, and how much that's worth. And then the next part would be when I actually sell those goods um, at and get ISK for it, how much I've actually made off of those. And after that, so that'll be a good running total. Um, there are strategies on selling these things for a better price, and that'll get me back into the market side of it, which is what my original idea of this whole thing was. And so you can not just sell it for the base price, maybe sell it for a little bit more, but everything works together. And we'll see where we're at as we go along. So, uh, pretty short today. Cool. Don't mind that. Other than that, hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.